Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this battle has already started and we've loaded in very late. As you can see, most of the teams have deployed already. Now we've got Goliath Killer 1, he's in the Tier 9 American SPG, the M53, 55. In fact that is an M55 because it's got the 8-inch howitzer, and he's managed to get himself into a firing position in the bush. On the centre line, he's aiming for a 1390. He's already loaded. Now he's got a 8-inch caliber gun with a 34.7 second reload. It does have quite a large splash area, so that AMX 1390 could suffer a lot of damage if he gets around on him. And no, I think he just hit the building there. He should have aimed for the side of the building to get as much damage as he could. He's only got 20 rounds of ammo, so he really needs to make use of those rounds carefully. But from my understanding in this battle, actually, he does have to work rather hard to try and get a result. Okay, going after a T26E5 Patriot. That's the special one with the paint job. And he's running south as quickly as he can. Round out straight away. Just going to miss it. Oh! Well, he was moving very quickly, that Patriot, and headed south. It's going to be very difficult to hit something like that. You do need to give a long lead, because I think the flight time for the shell alone is going to be at least 2 seconds, maybe more. And there's that 1390 again. If he's going to hit that, he needs to splash it by aiming the shell slightly to one side of the building. It's very difficult to get the shell to go through the building. Unfortunately, that's one of the problems with the current game, is that you can't actually knock down these indestructible buildings, and Wargaming ought to rectify that, because in real life that wouldn't happen. I mean, I know this is a game, it's not reality, but the arty rounds should be able to knock down anything given enough pressure, even a bunker. Okay, going for a T30, and I think he's going to try and get some splash there. When he was waiting for that T30 to move closer to the edge, he's holding onto his shell to see if the T30 appears at the corner. The nearest tank is a T54 first prototype, and he's 3 grid squares away, and actually he's just been hit by the enemy. He's switched targets. He's going to go after the FV4002 up near the centre line. And he's going back. There's a Scorpion G up near the windmill, and he's dialing in on that instead. He's gone out of sight, but he's fired around him anyway, and it looks like, well, I'm not sure if he did hit the target at all, but I would think there's a very good chance that he did do some damage to that Scorpion G, because it was fairly close to the aim point. Oh, that C-44's gone down. Now the scores are fairly even. There's only one tank in it at the moment. But they've already had nearly 3.5 minutes, well, more than 3.5 minutes of the battle. And that Scorpion G has appeared again, and it looks like he's lost a lot of hit points, so maybe that shot was on target. Try and get him again. Scorpion's been stunned. He fires around it when it was fully... Oh, he got the kill! He did get the kill this time. Yep. So he did damage it before, and this time round the splash was enough to take out the Scorpion G. Now he's moving into the normal area where Arty will be found in the northwest corner of the map if you're on the north spawn. It's a rather large area that you can use, especially that lake. Plenty of places that you can move about, and from here you can actually get a shot at the AMX 1390. He's loaded, but as you can, he's trying to get a shot at the FV4002. I don't think you're going to hit it. You're going to hit the building, but you're not going to take down the... You're not going to take down the FV4002 though. He's lost sight of the other enemy. That's unfortunate. See, the situation is that there is a T49 on his team, but he's just hovering around the back in the A and B rows, these sort of the C row. He's not actually up at the centre line, which is where he should be, trying to spot the enemy. But we have spotted a Type 4 Heavy, and he's just been killed And unfortunately, we can't get a shot on the T26E5 because he's hiding behind that building. And I'm not sure we can get a shot on the Pershing. We're going to try. Round out. Well, he gets 111 hit points of splash, and he's relocating after firing. Now he's sitting in the bush to camouflage himself. I don't think there's any enemy close enough to actually see him at this particular stage of the battle. But that T30 is being quite dangerous, and I think he can splash him from here, so he might as well take the shot. He is taking. Oh, and he 326 hit points, 2 critical hits, so it was useful. It was a good shot. He's backing into the water. Now he's just basically returned to the same bush. Now he's relocating to a different one. You have to think about these things when you are actually driving an Arty that might be spotted by the enemy. Try to go to a different position just in case the tracer was spotted. Going after the T30 again. If you can put a shot at the same place, he'd probably do quite a lot of damage to that T30. We've lost sight of the T30, but we can see a Lorraine 40T. Just dialing in and round out. And that's a lot of damage. 435 hit points from a near miss. 1 critical hit probably on his tracks. And did stun him, although it looks like he's used his first aid kit. Now that Patriot's in a fairly exposed position, even though he's sitting behind that rock, using it as cover. But we switch back to the T30. Now you can see that the turret of the M55, it's actually an Arty which does have a turret which can actually swivel around on the chassis. The chassis is from the M47 tank. And of course with the turret it means he can carry or cover quite a large arc without actually moving the vehicle, which means you don't get as much reticule bloom only when you're actually moving the turret. Going after the T30 again. Round out, good shot. Oh, he got a good one this time. 310 hit points, 2 critical hits. It looked like there was an explosion in the air actually there, but he did actually hit the ground near the T30, and that T30 is now down to about half his hit points. Okay, 34.7 seconds on the reload. You can speed that up a little with a rammer and with premium consumables, which in this case would be a crate of Coca-Cola. And it is worthwhile. I do on all of my Arty above tier 6, I put premium consumables on, because it does increase your performance dramatically. 92 hit points off the next shot, and another 2 critical hits. And of course that may be knocking out crew members, and the GW Tiger on the enemy team has been spotted at the back of the map, but we're still 16 seconds away from reloading. But it doesn't look as if he's moving, so he may not have sixth sense. He may not realise that he's been seen. But I think that Lorraine 15551 did notice that he'd been seen, and he moved position. Okay, so we're indicating we're going for the target. Round out straight away. Should be a kill shot. Oh, it fell short! Well, we destroyed a Hurricane, but that's about all we did. Probably alerted that GW Tiger the fact that he had actually been spotted. I think he's more than likely has moved position now. Well, the scores are even, 5 apiece at the moment. But neither side has really moved dramatically into the other enemy area. Firing again for the GW. No, he's not there anymore. He has moved. It did alert him that there was somebody paying attention to him. So I think he probably relocated to the east. Even though there was a threat from the enemy tanks coming through the town, there's a ridgeline around there which actually does protect you to some extent. Although, I should say now that Life Killer's team is actually making progress through the town, And maybe that GW Tiger would have headed west if he'd seen that. Going for the FV4202. Working out where he's going to go. Round out. And he got a good hit this time. 416 hit points. He did anticipate where he was headed. And the FV4202 has been wiped out. He was finally taken out by the Standard B. But the Standard B was taken out by the GW Tiger. Okay, there's that T26E5. The Patriot. Still trying to hide behind that rock. And he is being a bit of a problem here. So I think Goliath Killer can do something about it. Well, it stunned him at least. But it went long, unfortunately. So again, an RNG bad shot. He's fully dialed in. He's just got to wait for the reload. That's the problem. Unfortunately, we've lost the OHO. And the attack force that was coming through the town is now down to just 2 tanks. We're down by 1 tank on the overall score. Round out on the Patriot. And RNG says no again. And the round hits the rock. And it hits the rock this side, which meant, of course, that the Patriot was protected. If it landed the other side, actually, I think the shell, the concussion from the, or the stun from the shell, would have reflected off the rock face next to the Patriot. Well, he's continuing to aim behind the rock on the basis that the Patriot's still there, and I think he probably still is. But unfortunately, it looks as if that wasn't enough to take him out, or he's not there anymore. Oh, he's not there. He's actually moved into the town. That's why. And unfortunately, he's taking it out on the M46 pattern. But he was killed by the FV207 on our side, who happens to be in the bush at A5. Okay, we're loaded, and enemy Arty has been spotted. There he is. Oh no, it's a Panther 88. The Lorraine was nearby there, I think. We're going for the Panther. Round out. Just as he pulls away. But we get a direct hit anyway, so he must still be there. There's a T-28 tank destroyer, the American tank destroyer, the Tier 8 version. And he's by the windmill. We're waiting for some sign of him though, because the Lurver is hiding in the 1 column at the other end at D1. There's the Panther 88. Oh, he's lost a lot of his health. He's down to 46%. Now, can we get a hit? Round out. Yes, we do. 433 hit points. And he's killed immediately by the Progetto 46. But we lose the Progetto 46 to the GW Tiger. So he probably did move west, in which case then he's able to fire on the targets as he saw them. So we're now 1 tank ahead on the enemy, but we're running out of time because that was the 2-minute hooter I think you heard 45 seconds ago. And we've got 2 tanks together here, a Lorraine 40T and a T28. And the T28 just took a round from the FV207, and here's the 40T. And he took a direct hit, 414, as he's advancing on the Lurver, and the Lurver kills him. So we're still 1 tank ahead. We've got a heavy tank, a medium, a tank destroyer, and 2 Artys. The enemy's got 2 Artys, 2 tank destroyers. There's one of the Artys, the Lorraine 15550 one, and that's the Tier 7, Tier 8 French Arty. That's the... Oh, battle time has expired. Now, for some reason, battle time expired early. There was only 22 seconds left on the clock, but it did end in a draw. And here's the end of the battle result. It's the second class tanker for Goliath Killer 1 in the M53 M55. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 15, and a Gore's medal for doing 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle in damage. He also luckily picked up the high caliber for the most damage in the battle, and that's because he really was going for it in terms of doing as much damage as he could. Let's have a look at the team score. Highest damage, 4,376 hit points. The highest on the enemy team was the Type 4 Heavy. He did 3,299 before he was killed off in the town. When it came to kills, it was actually the Progetto who managed to get 4 kills. Followed by the Prototipo, who managed 2, and the Lerva, who managed 2. Goliath Killer only managed 1 kill in the end, and the T-28, Jag Tiger, and GW Tiger on the enemy team all managed 2 kills apiece. When it came to base XP, it was Goliath Killer who was right at the top of the table with 574, but that wasn't enough for an ace, I'm afraid, as this was a draw, and therefore 574 is the highest, followed by the Progetto, and then the FV207. Highest on the enemy team was the Type 4 Heavy with 419. He fired 18 rounds, got 4 direct hits, 4 penetration, 11 splash. Damage of 4,376 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, but killed 1. He also did damage assistance of 275 hit points, and stun assistance of 476 of 13 stuns. On standard account, he earned 30,742 credits, and he also achieved the Achievements Award for getting the high caliber, so he picks up an extra 3,725 credits, and that brings his total to 34,467. And after ammunition resupply, and remember the ammo for the 8-inch gun is expensive, he actually only took away 807 credits for the entire battle, which lasted the full 15 minutes. He received 574 XP, plus the 355 for the Achievements Award, meaning he took away 929 XP altogether. So unfortunate that it ended in a draw. Unfortunately, I think it was really down to the fact that his team wasn't moving forward. He was doing the damage to help the team to win, and the fact that he got the high caliber proves that, but it's just that his team wasn't making grounds into the enemy area. The Progetto did get in there. He did do some damage at the enemy back, but he was taken out by their defenders, and also the other tanks that made it down that far, they just didn't really capitalize on the fact that they'd managed to get that far into the map. So unfortunately it's a draw, but still a fairly good battle. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.